Welcome to the next tutorial in transformers. In this tutorial we are going to solve few problems on three-phase transformers. So in problem 1 you have a three-phase 500 kVA 6000 volt by 400 volt 50 hertz delta star connected transformer. So here one thing we have to see that the rating of the transformer 500 kVA and the high voltage side and the low voltage side rating is correspondingly to three-phase transformer. So the power that is being given is basically the three-phase power, and the voltage that is being given is basically line to line voltage. So in order to solve the problem, we have to convert the quantities into single phase, and then we have to put all the formulas. So now it is a delta star connected transformer, means the primary is connected in delta and the secondary is connected in star. It is delivering a 300 kilowatt at 0.8 power factor lagging. Now the information that is being given for the load is also corresponding to three phase. So the power 300 kilowatt is basically the power of the load corresponding to three phase, and the power factor is 0.8 power factor lagging condition. Now it is given to a balanced three-phase load connected to the low voltage side with high voltage side supplied from 6000 volts. So how high voltage is supplied from 6000 volt and 400 volt the load is connected. Now calculate the line and winding currents in both the sides. So you have to calculate what is the line current and what is the phase current when both the side. Assume the transformer to be ideal. So let us see the solution. So here we have a delta star connected transformer. So we have been given a delta connected transformer and star connected transformer. So delta is on the high voltage side, which is around 6000 volt, and star connected side is 400 volt transformer. Now you have to make a special note that it is not a bank of single phase transformer, but it is a three phase transformer as a single unit. So here you have a three phase transformer as a single unit with a rating 500 kVA 6000 by 400 volt 50 hertz delta star connected transformer. So it means that 500 kVA, whatever the rating is given, is the total kVA of the three phase system, and the voltage that is being given 6000 by 400 volt, it is corresponding to line voltage. And similarly, unless otherwise is specified, the kilowatt rating of a three-phase load, so the load that is being information is given to you is basically the three-phase, so total kilowatt absorbed by the load is given. Now in order to find the current and in the three phase and the phase current, we will use the kVA. So we know that the load kVA formula S is equal to P by cos theta, where P is the real power, S is the apparent power, and cos theta is the power factor. So here we have been given that the real power is 300 kilowatt divided by 0.8, that is the power factor is 375 kVA. So the output, that is the 375 kVA, so the input of the transformer has to be also 375 kVA. Okay, now so we can find what is the current flowing in the line current of the secondary. So line current drawn by the load we can find from the formula that the complex power S is equal to root 3 times the VL line voltage into the line current. So we have been given the complex power as 375 kVA, which we have estimated, and the line voltage is given to us is 400 volt. So on substituting the values of the complex power and the line voltage, we can get the line current as 541.3 ampere. So 541.3 ampere is the current which is flowing to the load, and this is three phase. Now on the high voltage side, if we take this on the high voltage side, then we can calculate that from the high voltage concept. So we have a 6000 volt voltage, and the power is 375 kVA, which is the input power. So we can substitute the complex power 375 into 1000 divided by root 3 into 6000 volt as the input voltage, and this is the line voltage. So whatever the current we are obtaining, 36.1 ampere, that is basically the line current on the high voltage side. So 36.1 ampere will be the current which is flowing on the high voltage side of the transformer. Now this is basically delta connected and this is star connected, and we can apply the concept of the voltage for the star and the delta. So we know that the phase current is equal to line current in case of the star connected machine, which is the low voltage side of 400 kVA. So on the 400 volt side, the volt current will be 541.3 ampere because it is star connected system. So we know that line current is equal to phase current for a star connected system. So here the phase current will be 541.3. Whereas on the high voltage side, here we know that the line current is equal to root 3 times the phase current for a delta connected machine. So phase current we can calculate as line current by root 3, and we have already obtained 36.1 ampere as the line current. So 36.1 ampere divided by root 3 will give you 20.84. So 20.84 is the phase current which is flowing on the high voltage side of the transformer. Next problem that we are going to deal is a 3-phase 50 Hz transformer has a delta connected primary. So primary side is delta connected and star side is secondary. Secondary side is star connected. So basically the transformer can be written as delta star connected transformer. The line voltage being 22,000 and 400 volt respectively. So here you have the primary is connected to 22,000 volt and secondary is connected to 400 volt. The secondary has a star connected balanced load. So the load information is given, which is a star connected load, and it is at 0.8 power factor lagging condition. So this is the information of the load. The line current on the primary side is 5 ampere. So basically the current that is flowing on the primary and the line current is 5 ampere. Determine the current in each coil of the primary and each secondary line. What is the output of the transformer in kilowatt? So power output we have to calculate and the current we have to calculate for the coil. So let us see and draw the diagram. So first on the primary side we have delta connected and on the secondary side we have star connected. The delta connected is giving a line voltage of 22,000, whereas the star connected we have a voltage of 400 volt, and there is a 3-phase load which is basically star connected. So in 3-phase transformer, the phase transformation ratio is equal to the turns ratio, but the terminal or line voltage depends upon the connected equivalent. So depending upon what type of connections you have given, delta or a star, the correspondingly voltage and current will be dependent, but the transformation ratio we have to obtain based on the turns ratio. So phase voltage on the primary side, so our primary side is basically delta connected machine and 22,000 is the line voltage. So we know that in delta connected machine we know that line voltage will be equal to phase voltage. So line voltage is 22,000, so phase voltage become equal to 22,000 on the primary side. Whereas on the secondary side, since it is a star connected machine, we know that line voltage is equal to root 3 times the phase voltage. So we can obtain the phase voltage is equal to line voltage by root 3. So 400 volt, whatever is flowing on the secondary side, you divide it with root 3, you will get the phase voltage. Then the transformation ratio we can obtain K depending on the phase voltage of the primary side and the secondary side. So on the secondary side we have 400 by root 3 and on the primary side we have 22,000. So this will give you the transformation ratio or the phase transformation ratio. So you'll get 1 by 55 root 3. Then the primary phase current. So on the primary side your connection is basically delta connected machine, and we know that line current is equal to root 3 times the phase current. So phase current we can obtain as line current by root 3. So we have been given 5 ampere is the current which is flowing in the line. So divided by root 3 will give you the phase current on the primary side. Secondary side we can obtain from the relationship K is equal to the current that is flowing I1 by I2 is equal to the transformation ratio. So transformation ratio you have obtained this much, and we have also obtained the value of the primary current I1 as this much. So substituting the value of I1 and K, we can get what is the value of I2. So I2 phase current will comes to be 275 ampere. Then the secondary line current. So what is the current that is flowing in the secondary in line? So since it is a star connected machine, in star connected machine we know the line current and phase current are one and the same. So line current and phase current will be same in star connected machine, to 275 ampere will be equal in both the cases. Now the output power that we have to calculate, so the power has to be calculated in kilowatt. So the formula will be root 3 VLIL cos phi, or otherwise we can also put 3 phi phase I phase cos phi. Anything we can put. So in terms of the line voltage, if you want to calculate, because 400 volt is the line voltage on the secondary side and 275 ampere is the current which is flowing on the line side, this one, and the power factor is 0.8, so that's give you 15.24 kilowatt as the output power. Next problem, we have a 500 kVA 3-phase 50 Hz transformer, voltage ratio line voltages of 33 by 11 kV. So that is a star connected machine. So on the primary side we have delta connected, on the secondary side we have star connected. So this is around 33 kV and this is 11 kV. Power rating is 500 kVA corresponding to 3-phase. Now the resistance per phase, so always the parameters will be given per phase basis. All the parameters will be given per phase basis. So the resistance on the high voltage side, so high voltage side is 33 kV side, so it is 35 ohms, and on the low voltage side it is 0.876 ohms. So here you have 35 ohms and in this side you have 0.876 ohms. Iron loss being given as 3050 watt. So you have an iron loss of 3050 watt. Calculate the value of efficiency under the full load condition and one half of the full load condition at different power factor. One is unity power factor and 0.8 power factor. So iron loss is basically a constant loss. It will not depend upon the loading, whereas the copper loss we have to calculate and then we have to find out at different loading what is the copper loss. So it starts from the transformation ratio. So transformation ratio, on the secondary side we have 11 kV, which is the star side, and this you convert it into phase voltage. So phase voltage on the secondary side V2 by V1. So V1 by V2 by V1 of the phase voltage will give you 0.192 as the transformation ratio. Then we will transfer all the parameters on the secondary side R02. So R02 will keep the R2 as constant, and we have to find the parameter R1 which is taken on the secondary side. So that is equal to K square R1, where K is the transformation ratio, and R1 is given to be 35 ohms and R2 is given to be 0.876 ohms. So on substituting we get 2.166 ohms. Now on the star side we know that the phase current and line current are one and the same. So we have the phase current and line current on the secondary side, which is a star connected machine, is same, which comes to be the complex power S divided by root 3 times the voltage, and the voltage will be the line voltage. So we have been given 11 kV as the line voltage and power is 500 kVA power. So that's give you 26.243 ampere as the current on the secondary side, which is both phase and line are equal to each other. Now first we will take the full load condition and then we move to half load condition. So under the full load condition, the copper loss is given by the formula 3 times I square R02. So the net resistance that is there on the secondary side of the transformer, and what is the current flowing on the secondary side, and this is the phase current we are dealing. So 3 we are multiplying because we have 3 conductors. So since 3 conductors are there, we are multiplying with 3, and the current is basically the phase current, which is square divided by the total resistance. So total resistance is R02. So R02 comes to be 2.166 and the current is 26.24 and 3 conductors are there. So 3 times we have multiplied. So that gives you 4475 watt. Iron loss remains the same, 3050 watt, which is given in the question. So total loss is basically the sum of iron loss plus copper loss, which comes to be 7525 watt. Now we have to find the efficiency at two different conditions. One is unity power factor condition. So general formula of efficiency is x times the output power multiplied by the power factor divided by the x into output into power factor plus the total losses. So total losses is the sum of iron loss plus copper loss. So here the output is basically 500 kVA. Power factor under unity power factor condition is 1, and we are giving x equal to 1 for the full load condition. So the iron loss and the copper loss together make up to be 7525 watt, which gives the efficiency to be 98.51%. However, at 0.8 power factor condition, we have to substitute 0.8 instead of 1, which was the power factor, unity power factor condition. And here also we have to substitute in the denominator, which give you 98.15%. The losses remains the same because we are dealing with the full load condition. Now for the half load condition, first the copper loss will change. So copper loss will be half square multiplied with the full load copper loss. So this is the copper loss which is under the full load condition multiplied with half square. So it gives 1118 watt. Then the total loss, which is the sum of the iron loss plus copper loss. Iron loss will remains the same irrespective of the loading, and copper loss we have calculated. So total loss is 4168 watt. Then at unity power factor condition, we have to substitute what is the total loss on the machine, and the power remains the same 500. So one important point is that since it is half load, so the value of x we have to substitute as 0.5. So here it will be 0.5 as the output power. So here also we have to substitute 0.5 multiplication. So it comes to be 98.35%. Okay, now at the condition of 0.8 power factor, so only thing will change is 0.8 here the power factor, and here you have the losses 4168.78, that gives you to be 97.95%. So whether it is a full load or a half load, we can calculate the efficiency. Under the full load condition, x will be 1, and under the half load, x will be 0.5. So copper loss is the one which is changing. So copper loss at different loading condition will be equal to x square times the full load copper loss. Iron loss remains the same. Problem fourth, you have a three-phase transformer, 33 by 6.6 kV delta star. So this is basically your delta, and this is your star. 2 MVA, so this is your complex power of the three-phase machine, has a primary resistance of 8 ohms per phase. So you have R1 is equal to 8 ohm, and secondary resistance R2 is equal to 0.08 ohms, and this will be per phase, corresponding to per phase. The percentage impedance is given to be 7%. So impedance percentage, if you calculate, given is 7%. Calculate the secondary voltage with rated primary voltage. So V1 is under the rated condition, hence the regulation for the full load. So under the full load condition, 0.75 power factor condition, what is the regulation of the machine and what is the rated primary voltage of the machine. So first we'll start for determining the full load secondary current of the transformer. So knowing the power formula, so the complex power S is 2 megawatt. So this is your S, root 3 by this will be your line voltage. So line voltage comes to be 6.6 kV. So that gives you 175 ampere as the line current on the secondary side. So transformation ratio K will be in terms of the single phase. So convert the voltage on the primary side and the secondary side in phase voltage, and then you obtain. So secondary voltage will be 6.6 by root 3, and then you divide it with 33. So you get 1.865 as the transformation ratio. Now the total resistance referred to the secondary side will be equal to R2 plus R1 dash. Okay, so this R2 and R1 dash will be equal to K square times R1, because we are moving to the secondary side. So K square you can calculate from the transformation ratio, and R2 and R1 are given to you, so that gives 0.867 ohms, and it is per phase calculation. So impedance drop is basically 7%, which was given for the total amount of the voltage 6600 by root 3, that is the phase voltage. So total impedance drop is 266.7 volt. So this drop is corresponding in the resistance plus the reactance. So this multiplied with the current. Now the impedance Z02 will be equal to the total voltage divided by the total current. So the voltage is basically 266.7, which is the voltage drop, divided by the current on the secondary side that we have calculated. Full load current on the secondary side, that is 175 ampere. So this gives 1.523 ohm per phase. Now we know that the Z is equal to R plus jx. So R is known to us, X is not known to us. So X is basically under root of Z square minus R square. So Z02 square minus R02 square will give you the net reactance on the secondary side. So Z02 you have calculated 1.523 square, R02 is calculated as 0.867 square. So it gives 1.51 ohm per phase as the total reactance of the machine on the secondary side. Then the drop per phase formula is basically I2 R02 cos phi plus X02 sin phi. So plus minus sign comes plus for the lagging load and negative for the leading load. So here you have a plus sign because of lagging load condition. So you just substitute the value of the current I2, which is 175, R02 is equal to 0.1867, power factor cos phi condition is 0.75, so correspondingly this is for sin phi, and X02 we have obtained, so we get the value is 200 volt as the drop per phase. Then the induced EMF per phase is basically the voltage 6600 by root 3, that is the per phase we are calculating. So this give you 3810 volt because 6600 was the line voltage, and it is a star connected machine, so you have to divide it with root 3. Then the V2, that is the voltage on the load side, is basically what is E2 minus the voltage drop. So E2 is basically 3810 and the drop is 200 volt. So you get 3610 as the voltage on the load side. So secondary voltage on the load is basically 3610 volt. Now this is your per phase voltage. You have to convert in terms of the line voltage. So multiplied with root 3 because line voltage will be root 3 times phase voltage for a star connected machine. So whatever the phase voltage you have got multiplied with root 3 will give you 6250, that is the voltage on the line side. So the regulation of the machine is basically, then we can obtain what is the voltage drop. So voltage drop on the machine divided by the voltage E2 under the no load condition. So voltage drop we have already calculated, it is 200, and the E2 value that we have calculated per phase is basically 3810 multiplied with 100 will give you the percent, that is 5.23% as the regulation. So problem fifth, you have a 5000 kVA 3-phase transformer, 6.6 by 33 kV, so delta star, so primary side is delta and secondary side is star. No load losses of 15 kilowatt, so 15 kilowatt is under the no load condition the loss, and full load loss is 50 kilowatt. So full load condition the loss is 50 kilowatt. Impedance drop under the full load condition is 7%. Calculate the primary voltage, so you have to calculate V1 when a load of 100 kilowatt at 0.8 power factor is delivered at 33 kV. So this is equal to V2, and this is the power of the load and the cos phi condition. So first we will calculate the current which is flowing on the secondary of the transformer. So give with the given load conditions. So we have been given 5 kilowatts, so 5 into 10 to the power 6 divided by root 3 into the voltage VL. So that's give you 7.5 ampere. Impedance drop per phase is 7% of the net voltage which is per phase. So per phase you have 33 kV as the line voltage divided by root 3. So 7% of 19 kV, which gives to be 1330 volt, and Z02 will be then the voltage divided by the current. So voltage is 1330 volt divided by the current, then you give 15.3 ohms per phase as the impedance. Full load copper loss is basically the total losses minus the losses that is being taken in the no load condition. So that will be the copper loss at full load condition, because here in the problem it has been given that full load loss is 50 kilowatt and no load loss is given to be 15 kilowatt. So the subtraction of that will give you the full load copper loss. So 50 kilowatt is the total loss minus the no load losses. So no load condition, it will be the iron loss basically. So that gives to be 35 kilowatt. So this 35 kilowatt, if we substitute as 35,000, so this is basically the full load copper loss. So we have three conductors and the current flowing is I2. So here square will be there, and R02. So R02 is the total resistance on the secondary side. So we can easily obtain what is the value of R02 from this equation, because we know what is the value of the current. So we get 1.53 ohms per phase as the total resistance, and the total reactance, impedance also we know it. So it will be easy to find what is the total reactance of the machine with under root Z square minus of R square. So Z being the 15.3 ohms per phase, and the resistance is basically 1.53 ohm. So Z minus Z square minus R square will give you under root 15.23 as the net reactance of the machine. Then the load information is given to be a 3200 kilowatt and 0.8 power factor. You can calculate what is the current flowing through the load. So this is your load. Here you have the current I2. So this current is basically, you can easily calculate power is equal to root 3 VL IL of cos phi. So here the power is 3200 kilowatt. So you can substitute 3200 into 10 to the power 3, and you have root 3 multiplied by the voltage. So voltage you have seen that is 33 kV on the start side. So 33 multiplied with the current, that is what we have there, that you need to calculate, into cos phi is 0.8. So we can easily get what is the value of the current. This is the line current that is flowing, so it is 70 ampere. Now the drop that you can calculate, since it is a star side machine, your line voltage will be equal to phase current. Line current and phase current are same. So 70 ampere will be remaining the same. Now plus sign is coming here for the lagging condition of the load, which is having a power factor 0.8 cos phi, and sin phi is 0.6. This is the resistive drop and this is the reactive drop. So 725 volt per phase is the total drop on the machine. Then the regulation you can calculate as the drop 725 volt divided by the net voltage of E2 under the no load condition into 100 will give you 3.8%. Now primary voltage will have to increase by 3.8% because the regulation is 3.8%. So primary voltage will have increase of 3.8%. So whatever 3.8% of the primary voltage, whatever you have, plus the primary voltage V1. So V1 plus 3.8% of V1 will give you the net primary voltage of the transformer. So this gives you 6.850. So this is your E1, we can take E1. So we'll get 6.850 volt. That's complete the tutorial on three-phase transformer. So here we have taken all the concept of single-phase transformer. We have solved it on converting the values corresponding to single-phase equivalent, and then with the appropriate formulas, we have tried to find the efficiency, voltage regulation, the impedance parameters, the current, and the voltage. Thank you.